Hi and welcome from Podimo and 2020. This is First Dates, the podcast. I'm Frankie Bridge.
And I'm Cece Coleman. So today we have the lovely Asta. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
So you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
How long have you been in a wheelchair?
I've been in a wheelchair from birth.
Really?
All my life, yeah. I was born in Miami in 1982. When I came out of, my mum had a C-section and I was really badly disabled, and the doctor went up to
And they didn't know that while she was pregnant?
No, not at all. So
wow.
They rushed my mum away and took me away from her, and my dad went up to the doctor, and the doctors all had ashen faces, and they said, we've just never ever seen anything like this before. So that's how I was introduced
But you've
to the
defied
world.
the odds because you're how old?
41
You're
years
41.
old now.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's mad.
Yeah.
And
It's a long week.
Do you feel like it's a really long week? They don't know their shit.
Exactly, yeah, get your shit together.
Well, we want to talk to you a little bit about dating. But before we even go there, we've got some questions for you.
Yeah, we always like to ask what your green flags are. What's something that you're looking for that's important to you?
Oh, God. I would say my first green flag would be authenticity.
Ooh.
And someone who sees past the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what about like an ick? What about like a absolutely not? Like that's a red flag for me.
My biggest ick would probably be hygiene. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been with a couple of people and it's just like, nah, it's just like, please just get a wash.
Really?
Yeah.
You would think that that's just like...
Like 101.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
you'd
why.
be surprised.
I don't know why that wouldn't be a thing. Like if I think about the amount of time it takes me to go or get ready for a date, which is an hour and a half, right? And just like start to finish.
Yeah.
If I'm putting that much effort in, why is someone not turning up and at least cleaning their teeth?
Exactly.
Because I think you can tell. I think like it's all quite obvious when someone hasn't.
If I ask someone to brush my teeth and make me smell clean, surely they can make the effort.
That's a really good point.
Jesus.
You're like, right, I've had to ask someone to do this for me.
Yeah.
You've not even bothered to do it yourself.
Yeah,
Sort your
exactly.
shit out.
Exactly.
Get a wash.
I love that. Have you felt like it's like, I'm sure it's affected your life in general, but have you felt like specifically with like your love life and dating, have you felt like it's held you back?
Yeah, I'd say massively. From the age of probably 16, 17, when you start to kind of think you want to be in a relationship and have these feelings, it's kind of crushing. Especially for someone like me, because I don't really see myself as having a disability.
Mhm.
And a lot of people with disabilities would be like, oh, you shouldn't say that, man, because you should embrace your disability. I'm like, well, we all have our individual takes on
Exactly.
disability. And
Yeah.
to me, I'm not disabled. I'm Asta. And that's how I struggled, because people, when I was looking for dates and looking for love, it wasn't a level playing field at all. They just saw the negatives instead of what positives could bring instead, So it was difficult.
And I think kids and stuff, they can be cruel, can't they?
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're around that, young kids anyway, because they don't understand.
Yeah.
But as you get older, teenagers, they should understand. They can still be absolute assholes.
Do you know what? Teenagers, but I'd go into nightclubs and stuff, and as you do with your mates, and like every time I'd just have someone coming up to me, grabbing my arm and saying, "Are you having a nice night?" Like it's like I'm on some kind of excursion from the local fucking residents,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just
yeah.
come on.
What do you respond when people say that? How do you respond?
I'm really like completely like upfront, and I'm saying, I said once to someone, I'm having a lovely time, but I filled my nappy and I really need to go now. So
I bet then they're like,
the faces are like,
Yeah.
So it's just having fun with it, because I just can't take it too seriously, because people are either conscious or they're not, and there's no two ways about it, really, is there?
No. And have you actively dated in the past, or do you feel like you've kind of shied away from it?
No, I've always been like, I want to date, like I want that person. I've always believed that person's out there, and people have always said to me, oh, you just have to wait, she's out there. And at first I was like, well, that's bullshit because I've been waiting like 40 years now and it hasn't happened. But, I've always had that longing because regardless of my disability, it doesn't change that longing
No.
of the human heart. It's just, it doesn't.
And I think people don't look past that, do they? A lot of the time.
No.
And what has your dating history looked like? I mean, how do you find dates? How do you let people know? Like, how does that look for you?
My first date was I was out on a night out in Leeds with my workmates. And yeah, we met in a nightclub and I was with her for a year.
And how old were you then?
27. Yeah, that lasted about a year. And then I just kind of went onto Tinder and tried my luck. Like, because I always saw my mates like going on Tinder and stuff. And I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And there was a couple of people that approached me that had like disability fetishes, which was weird.
Serious?
Yeah.
That a thing?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's a thing.
There's a fetish for everything, isn't
Yeah.
there?
That's really intriguing to me. So did they like announce that or did you have to search for it?
No, you know it. Like
you just know.
You just know. Like my radar was like, you're weird. Because the one person I saw on Tinder was like, I found out she dated someone else in the village with the same disability.
Wow.
So it was really weird. But
She
then
didn't even really cast that net wide, did
no,
she?
exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, God, try a little harder.
Wow.
But yeah, you've got to be really careful. But
Yeah.
I just think it's your mindset as well.
So Tinder was after this relationship, and how was that? Other than the fetishes, how was the response? What do you show? Do you share immediately? I have a disability. What do you do? How do you say it?
At first, I didn't say that I had a disability, and
so you just show a face shot, like upper body, yeah.
And I kind of toyed with it, experiment with it. I wonder what would happen if. And the response was unbelievable. If I didn't say I had a disability, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I got messages. But then, if after chatting with them and I revealed I had a disability, you either wouldn't hear from them or they'd start like light conversation and start saying, "Oh, I'm not ready for dating yet."
But how does that make you feel? It must be soul destroying that you're like, you're someone that people like and enjoy.
It's hard. It's not, and for anyone starting out dating that's like me, it is soul destroying. But you've got to keep on, you just can't let it get to you.
No.
And maybe that's just me, because I've got a strong personality and a strong kind of resistance and a will to live and a will to enjoy life, but a lot of people just haven't, and they really need help with dating.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all do anyway. Dating is difficult, right? Anyway, but then when you're adding on, like, do I share something? Don't I share something? It's a tough world out there, and people are mean. People
they
don't.
are mean. They are. To this day, school kids look at me and laugh. And it's like,
really,
yeah, absolutely. So it's like,
are you serious?
Yeah, I'm deadly serious.
I almost can't. Sorry, but that is so bad.
Yeah.
Like, why, because that's coming from parenting, right? Because a kid's a kid. We know nothing, right? We're born. We're like,
Absolutely.
well, fuck knows, like, well, I don't know what's what.
Exactly.
So that is really quite disgusting.
Yeah, and to me, schools should be teaching people from a young age, and maybe I wouldn't have been in the situation I was of being judged if that was the case.
And do you think like you've always had this belief, this always like you're obviously so grounded, you really know yourself, you have this belief that you will find someone. Do you think that's something that's always been within you, that's just part of your personality, or is it the people you surround yourself with?
I think it's a mix of both. I think my parents were incredibly inspirational people and just beautiful people, friends, and, I've always had this saying within me since I was born, know thyself.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more powerful.
Yeah.
There really isn't. And if you come from the heart every single day in every situation you're in, then everything can be achieved.
Yeah, so true.
What's your dating status now? Are you
Well,
dating?
I was on a popular daytime lunchtime show, and I'm on it every week, Steph's Packed Lunch.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
And
So what do you do on there every week?
I'm called a lunch mate.
Lunch
Oh,
mate.
wow.
Oh, I
What
want
does
a
that
lunch
mean?
mate. Yeah.
So it's basically they have a bunch of lunch mates, like 10 or so, and we all give input into like the current stories of the day and stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
fab.
But then if we've got like a story of our own, Steph's really amazing that she'll pick it up and, put it to the team and make a story out of it. And
Mhm.
I went on one day and told my story of how I'm looking for love, broke down in tears in front of millions of people on Channel 4.
Oh.
And and then I went on Tinder. Paul Brunson helped me.
Love Paul.
We've become really good friends now. And I met Charlotte.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did Paul Bronson help you
Yeah.
then?
Well, he told me like the basic steps to go for and how to do it. And,
Which are, tell me please, because I'm still single.
and he
Go on.
gave me a lot of kind of motivation and just in the kind of sexy way Paul Brunson does it.
You're like, are you single, Paul?
Yeah.
So was he like telling you what to say on Tinder and what like?
He just kind of steered me like, of like pictures and text and, how to go about it. So he really helped me a lot. And I was swiping right one Sunday, and I saw this beautiful smile, swiped right, and it's been over a year we've been together.
Well, hang on. Whoa. I want to know more. Right. You're swiping, smile comes up, right? Introduction, you're talking back and forth. What's the next steps from there?
So we basically had chat, and I said to her, obviously I have a disability. Does that bother you? She's like, absolutely not. And there was a part of me that's like,
Yeah, I've heard this before.
Had she seen you on the show? Ever?
Yeah, she did.
Ah.
She did. She says, I saw you on the show and I saw your appeal, and I really like you a lot. And there was a part of me that was dubious because I thought it was another fetish thing. But she met me literally the next day.
Really?
Do you live in the same area?
In my local Wetherspoons.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah,
Yes.
literally. Classic guy. But it was beautiful. She's just probably one of the nicest human beings I've ever met.
And when she first walked in, was there like
instant connection? And people say when you know, it's true. It's absolutely true. We went on from there, and she has kids, and she lives half an hour away from me, and I met all her family, and it was just a beautiful thing that happened.
Wow.
And is Charlotte able-bodied or?
She is.
She is. So
Yeah, and that's another thing, throughout my younger life, like through my 20s, I remember people saying to me, oh, I really don't think you should be looking for able-bodied people to date. You should be looking for people with disabilities.
Why?
And maybe like social clubs. And I'm like, do you know what? Get out of my space.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, why? Are you that unconscious? Like, have you actually woken up on this planet yet? So,
wow.
yeah, Charlotte's able-bodied and she's got 5 kids. She's got 7 chickens and she's amazing.
Cece and I are just going to nip to the loo really quickly and then we'll be right back.
I have to say, Asta has really surprised me I haven't heard like positivity from, when people sort of pretend to be positive. He naturally is that person, and the hope that he holds is something that I want to take and use and apply to my life every day.
Yeah, he just has a great head on his shoulders, doesn't he? Like, he knows who he is.
Yeah.
And that's important for him in someone that he meets, and he's definitely found that.
And can I ask, if this is too intrusive, you can just tell me to do one.
Go for it.
Sexually, how does that work?
I am so sexually charged and active. You would not believe. Like
Good for you.
People think that he's disabled. He must be like switched off from the waist down. Like, but I'm not. I'm completely switched on.
Really? So you can movement in the legs.
I can feel everything. Yeah.
Okay. So you can feel everything, but you got movement in your legs.
Yeah.
And you got movement down here.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow.
I've got movement in all the right places.
Is that what you said to her?
Thank-
Don't you
yeah, I
worry.
was like, yeah.
That's like the-
I actually did.
Punchline.
Yes.
Date me because I got movement
I've
everywhere.
got movement in all the right places. I
And
love
thank
that.
God I have, it's just because we really enjoy it together.
And do you think that's a common misconception for people who are able-bodied if they were ever thinking of dating someone?
yeah.
Obviously, everyone's situations are different,
Yeah.
but, it doesn't mean it
No,
can't happen.
I just think, we all have misconceptions about each other all the time. And, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but you know what? It's not a blasé saying, is it?
No.
It's absolutely true.
Mm.
And I think if we all opened up to each other a little bit more,
Mm.
then the world would work a lot better. But yeah, we have a great sex life.
And how you said like if we opened up to each other a bit more, if people did, how could that look? Do you like?
I just think honesty,
Yeah.
being honest with each other, not having any fear. Because
But honest about which part, like how
everything, like this is me.
Yeah.
This is how I work. I feel confident about myself, because if you have confidence about yourself, it almost kind of filtrates into someone else. Like, oh, okay, I can be confident with this person.
And also,
as well.
it's attractive
Exactly.
when someone's
Very
confident.
attractive.
Cockiness, not so much, but like that a bit of like, if someone, you can feel it if someone doesn't feel
exactly.
it. Yeah.
I'm just comfortable with myself, and I wouldn't change myself for the world.
But do you think she was looking for someone as well that would take her for who she is?
Yeah, I think, Charlotte has been through a lot herself in past relationships. And she said, because I'm always conscious about physical things I can't do around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And she always says to me, look, you help me in so many ways, in other ways. So we kind of complement each other, and it works. It does, and it's not all about, carrying the person over the threshold. It's not all about, it's just not. It's about love.
Mm.
And we talk about love in so many different aspects of the word. But to me, love is incredibly organic, and it just happens, doesn't it? And it's a beautiful thing.
And all your friends and family must just be, you've all met each other's families, and they all must just be so happy for you.
Absolutely. And we moved in with each other.
Oh, wow.
I moved in with her about 8 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, after being with my mum and dad for 41 years.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
God. Were they like, bye?
Yeah.
Booked
We're
a holiday.
really sad, but
Your room's a gym now.
No, literally, I was out like a week and they'd painted my room. So it was like, it was just good
Off
all
you
round.
go.
Yeah,
Go
see
on,
ya.
fuck off, yeah.
Take the ramp up.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
that's so cool.
it
And
is.
you must feel such a sense of like, I don't know, like independence that
Do you
you've
know
maybe
what?
not felt before.
You know what? I felt like I was reborn.
Yeah.
I do, honestly. And it's so incredibly liberating, and because I watch my brothers, they're all married with kids and stuff, and I was starting to really kind of like flail, like thinking, am I ever going to have this? But I'd just say to anyone, don't ever give up,
Yeah.
because this world is, we're surrounded by billions of people, and there is someone out there for everyone.
I do think that that's what this podcast has definitely shown. Like, we've had so many
100%.
different people on here, so many different situations, relationships, and everything. And I think it has definitely shown that, like, there isn't just one way to love. There
Yes.
isn't one type of person to love, and
Yeah.
that we can all, at some point, it might not be early on in your life, it might be
Yeah.
later on, or it might be there's no good time. It just, there is someone for everyone.
And the rules, there's like I always thought there was rules,
Yeah.
have this when you're 20, have this when the
Yeah.
rules go out the fucking window.
Absolutely.
There aren't any rules. Like, how can you inform your heart to act a certain way? Like there's no rules with this area of the body.
Absolutely.
And I thought maybe after doing this podcast, we'd be a bit, well, me in particular, that I'd think, oh God, I've got no hope, because we've heard a lot of negativity, like
Yeah.
about situations like Tinder swindler type stories. But I still don't feel it. I'm still like, and even talking to you, I'm like, yes, fucking hope.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, what else do we have if
Exactly.
we lose that?
We don't. Yeah, exactly. We don't have anything else but hope.
No.
And you never lost yours, which is amazing. I think there's
Ever.
people in like different situations that have lost their hope
Yeah.
already.
I have
then
gone
I
through
think,
so much shit in my life.
Yeah.
So much, like fuller than a sewerage plant. Like I've had my toes amputated. I've had multiple surgeries. I can't wipe my own ass. Can't feed myself. But I wake up every single day and thank God that I'm alive. And thank God that my heart is full of love.
Oh my God, you're going to make me a bit teary.
Everything's good. You've moved in together.
Yeah.
What are you expecting from the future?
We're getting married in January.
Are you?
Yeah.
And will her kids be there?
Yeah.
Is it all a blended family now?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and you get on well with the kids?
Absolutely.
And they'll be at the wedding?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, We just want to commit to each other. Like I say, when you know, that's it. Like, I just want to lock it in.
Yeah.
What a love story.
Yeah, locked in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank
Good luck
you
with
so
that.
much.
I want to see the pictures.
You will.
Oh my God, how did you propose?
Fuck, how did I propose?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
No, hang on. That's a really good question. We kind of
Did you just lob the ring at her and go, come on in?
Yeah.
Try. She hadn't been away in years,
Mm.
and me and my parents were going away early this year to Spain, and I paid for a flight, and she came over and stayed with me in the hotel, and it was just kind of a mutual thing. So we just said, should we get married? And that's how it happened.
Oh, I'm so happy for this situation. How old are her kids? What are the ages between what and what?
One starts from 8.
Yeah.
Up to 23.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you think you'd ever have kids even as well? So it must be so nice to you that you've kind of inherited these.
Yeah, I'm glad I've inherited them.
Yeah.
So like, because I never imagined I'd have kids myself. I always thought it was kind of a bit selfish of me to have kids because I would feel that I couldn't give them what I'd want to, give to them physically. So it's just how it happens.
It's perfect.
Organically beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds perfect.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Really am.
Good luck
Thank
with
you
everything.
so much.
And thanks for coming in. Like your face is just I feel like there's so much in you, and it's like all I feel like is like love. You're just a beautiful human.
Thank you. You too.
Asta, have you got a podcast?
I have.
Talk to us. I want to know what it is. I want to listen. Is it about love and dating?
No, it's kind of like a Terry Wogan / Parkinson's podcast.
Oh, wow.
And it's called Asta Vision.
Brilliant.
And
is that out already?
Yes, it's on YouTube. And I've unashamedly finched some of Steph's guests. So we've got John Waite on there. Paul Brunson's on there. It's just it's really nice. I just let it chat and organically happen.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I campaign and for people with disabilities every day, and I get emails from people with disabilities thanking me for the work I've done because I've got 2 movies out.
2 movies?
Yeah, I've got a Hollywood movie out and a Belgian movie.
Really?
About sex
want to
and
share
disability.
this?
Yeah.
This guy's just doing so much.
Just rolled in here acting like you're supposed to
movies, podcasts, getting married. Wow.
Movies.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just, like I say, it's just getting that word out there that people with disabilities are not for the scrap heap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Literally.
That's,
because society have an awful kind of habit of boxing people in when we're all actually human beings. So I create things through media to tell my stories.
What would you say for anybody else out there that's got a disability and they're thinking, young or old, and they're thinking, I've got no hope here?
Just believe, and it's very simple. And know thyself. Very simple. Because, yes, my mum and dad brought me up, but there is nobody else on this planet who knows thyself more than you. Believe.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else that we can say to you, but that is I want to clap for you now, right now. Round of applause.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm really hoping you've enjoyed it just as much as we have. Please feel free to follow, subscribe, and leave us a review. We'd love to hear what you think. From Podimo and 2020, this has been First Dates the Podcast, hosted by me, Frankie Bridge.
And me, Cece Coleman.
The producers are Blondin Hogue and Fionn Lewis.
The video producer is Rob Walsh. The executive producers for Podimo are Jake Chudnow and Matt White. The executive producer for 2020 is Martin Tricky.
Special thanks to Bruna Pias, Kendra Steve and Fatima Patea.
For ad-free episodes, subscribe to Podimo UK on Apple Podcasts.